We are live. We are live for another chat for the Higher Self Expo with the most delicious Tanis Helliwell. Welcome, Tanis.
Aw, thank you, Karen. Really pleased to see you again. We've had chats before, so this is an extra special occasion.
Well, Tanis is in Canada. She's one of the speakers for the Higher Self Expo, and she's going to be during the Australasian time zone because we just had so many people. And I had a few Australians that didn't get back to me because people were dying and, you know, life happens, right? So we just said, sorry, you missed out. And we popped in Tanis in our time zone, which just means that it's late in the afternoon in the States. It's perfect time, really, because people are home from work or they're home from whatever they're doing. We're in lockdown here in Australia. I don't know what's going on over there in Canada. You're probably not in lockdown.
We're just opening up, actually. And in British Columbia, where I am, it's right now, if people can believe this, Canada, 35 degrees, folks.
That's hot. That's really hot. It's I don't know. I think it's about 13 degrees here at the moment, as you can see on the website. But yeah, so Tanis is one of our speakers, and I had Tanis on the show. A few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, I don't know, I have no concept of time. And we explored your journey and it was just delicious. I just love you. I just think you're gorgeous. But could you please introduce yourself to the Higher Self Expo audience? Tell them a little bit about you.
Well, hello, folks. Hello, folks. So as Karen said, I'm Tanis. And I'm very pleased to be invited to speak to you around spirituality and science. And why is that relevant for me? Well, years ago, I was the closing keynote at the Science and Consciousness conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Greg Braden was the opening and Bruce Lipton was another speaker. And I said, well, with all these scientists, why do you have me speaking? Because I'm a mystic. And they said to me, because we want you to tell us what the earth is saying. So I did an address from the earth and spoke on behalf of the earth. And all my work is devoted to service, to help raise consciousness in myself. Oh, yes, ever-going process. Help others. I'm a psychotherapist by training, and also help the world. And so in doing this, I have written books. I've written 8 books. Oh my God, that many. And they're translated in about 7 different languages, I think. And I've written books on elementals, like Summer with the Leprechauns and Pilgrimage with the Leprechauns. I've written books on the ancestors, the high beings of Hawaii, encounters with mystical ancestors. And I've written my newest book that I'm working on right now is called Good Morning, Henry. And what I'm going to be talking about on the expo, which I can hardly wait, is the body elemental, because we all have a body consciousness. And the body elemental, the body consciousness, which is also the body spirit, and how we can erase the genetic imprints that we have so that we are free of these epigenetic wounds and traumas and all those kinds of things, but we can still honor the gifts that we have from our ancestors. So from mom and dad, but also from our ancestors, you know, grandparents, but not just physical ancestors. I think this is really important for people to think about. I want to talk to you about, and I can't get into it too much now, but I want to talk to you about the imprints that we have, not just from our physical ancestors that we know about, but also our tribe. I'm Celtic, you could probably tell by my coloring. So I have the genetic imprint of the Celtic. Somebody else could have Jewish. Somebody else could be Cree or Sioux, Aboriginal. Because this also is something that is imprinted in us, and also our country. Not an accident that I ended up in Canada, not an accident that other folks ended up in the States or Australia or Indonesia. So we need to look at all that as the physical ancestry package that we are dealing with, and to look at which aspects of this are self-denying, limiting, and frankly painful patterns, and which ones are life-enhancing. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And that's what my new book, which is only published in French, coming out in German in February, and in English, oh, God knows, maybe another few months, is about.
Oh, it sounds fabulous. Reawakening ancestral memory. It's important. It's important for the light weavers and the light workers to really integrate all that, don't you think, in this time of shift? We can't take it with us into the new world. We have to sort of reintegrate all that in ancestral memory. It's such important work. Howdy, howdy, says Eris. Eris says,
yeah. It's true. And some people might say, oh, that's the past. That's the past. Why can't I just start fresh, start now, and go forward? Well, we know scientifically that there is no such thing as space and time. So we are our ancestors. Right. We are, I am you, Karen, you're me. We are connected in this grid of light. And it isn't just physical here. You know that I talk also about the spiritual ancestors that are also influencing us, and how important that is.
Yeah.
This is essential.
It is. It's essential work, absolutely essential work. And for those people that don't know, I'm sure you've all heard it all a million times before. The Higher Self Expo this year is the first 24-hour online expo. It's completely free, live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And it'll also be completely free for those who want to rewatch it later. But we do hope that you'll join us live and interact with us and ask us some questions, say hello and tell us that you're watching. And we'd love your donations if you're enjoying the conversations had on the Higher Self Expo. There's like 36 people speaking. It's huge, Tanis. It's like huge, and I can't. No one's going to sit through all of it. You'd have to be awake for 24 hours. Eris says she'll be there. Good on you, Eris. So if people go to your website, what will they find, and what projects are you working on right now?
Well, we're getting an online course ready on ancestral and family healing, and it's going to be 10 weeks long, and it's going to be a workbook of like 90 pages with all these modules. It's going to be me speaking, but there'll also be MP3s, guided visualizations to help people, lots of exercises, which I think is very practical, and optional materials, which are free, which people can download at their leisure. So we're working on that right now so that we can have that course ready for folks for the Higher Self Expo. And I continue to write. As I said, I'm working right now on the German translation. Not that I speak German, but I'm working with the translator for the Good Morning Henry book that's coming out. So yeah, it's is anyone getting time off? holy Christmas, I'm not getting time off. In fact, I've never worked so hard as
Holy Christmas.
now. And I miss the contact of hugs and kisses and
Yeah.
going to and doing live workshops. But I feel like you're a very free spirit, and I'm a very free spirit, and somehow we're going to attract Karen and Zane and everybody else will attract people because of energy. This is what the body elemental is all about. It's our life energy. And during this very dark time, which we're in, and I think we're only just going in, and I'm not a pessimist by nature, but we're going into this dark night of the soul. And so at this time, we need to work where we can. Where is that? ... Right here. Clear out the programming, because whatever I do for myself and my healing of my family and my ancestors goes out into the collective for everyone.
Absolutely. It's so important. Your healing, your personal healing is the healing of the world. Absolutely, because we're all connected.
Absolutely.
Darling one, you've got a million websites. You've got TanisHelliwell.com, but you've also got spiritual transformation courses where people can find your courses. And what's the other one? Do you want to tell people about your other websites?
Yeah. My current one, which is in alteration mode. I mean, isn't everybody in alteration mode currently? So the current one is iitransform.com,
iitransform,
which stands for International Institute for Transformation. So people can get to me, as you say, either at tanishelliwell.com, which is my personal one, and then the iitransform.com, which will be forwarded to our spiritualtransformation.com one.
Perfect. I tell you what, I had Tanis on the show a few months ago, as I said before, and your body of work is extensive. You've done so much for this world, and you've literally created a movement, the I Transform, and you're gathering people together you're amazing. And I feel so honored to have you as one of our guest speakers at the Higher Self Expo. And if people want to hear more about Tanis, just head over to ATP Media, Accentuate the Positive, and see the show that I did with Tanis. But during the expo, you're going to do a presentation and a bit of a meditation and an activation. So it'll be absolutely transformative. Thank you for sharing yourself with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me again.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. See you later, Eris.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.